Okay, good morning. Uh, this is another lesson for our uh, online course. So, as I told you, everything shall be done this way, packaged and given to you on the YouTube link. Then you go there and watch. Okay, this is another critical portion of our course because at every electrical circuit design, there's something you cannot do away with. That is electrical energy source. So the course itself is mounted on electrical energy. So we have to know how we get our electrical energy. So there are various means of getting this energy. We have batteries and cells. So in electronics, when we say a cell and a battery, the only difference is that after designing an electrical source, if it is just one entity that you design, we call it a cell. So we have primary cell and secondary cells. I think you did this at in the SHS level. So I think that let me give you the difference between the primary cell and the secondary cell. The primary cell we don't recharge, but the secondary cell we recharge. So you can have some like those in cars or whatever. But the one you see in car is actually a battery, but not a cell. So I'm going to give you the difference between a cell too and a battery. The cell is just the one entity that you've designed. But immediately you put them together in a series, like maybe two or more, it becomes what is called a battery. So this is not actually a car battery, but I'll show you something. When you see every car battery, try and count the lids. There are some small lids on top here. You can actually close it and open. So when you count, the number of lids that you see tells you the number of cells in that battery. This is just a trick I'm telling you. So you can see different types of batteries. Some are just like buttons. You have mobile phone battery. You have what? A laptop battery and the rest. So that is it for now. Let's go to the next slide. You can also have electrical energy from what? Wind farm. Like the one on my right is a wind turbine, or you can have what? A solar panel. Solar panel where we use the sun to generate electrical energy. Then for the right-hand side, as the wind is blowing, we use that one too to harness some kind of energy. But this thing, you normally see it at the seashores or the coastal areas. So those of you who are from Accra, Cape Coast, and the rest, you see it more than those who are inland. All right, so our next point is generators and what? Alternators. Most of the times we hear of this word, generator, alternator. You see, in electrical energy, we have two types. You have the AC type and we have the DC type. AC is alternating, DC is direct current. For these principles, when I come to class, that we demonstrate the waveforms and we will try to demonstrate some kind of theorems that go with them. So now, let's see. All of you have seen this. Most of you have seen this alternator before. The first one, this one is found in cars. That is where we use the engine to generate some power for the car. So that is why when you're in the car, you can use some electrical gadgets like car tape. You can even charge your phone inside. You can light some bulbs and all this, the car lamp, headlight, and all those things. Then we have this generator too, which is very common in town. So the only one that will not be common is the dynamo. So this dynamo is the one that is found in bicycles. So except those who ride bicycles, you'll not be able to know. But the big one on my right is a big alternator that can serve a whole nation, or it can serve a whole company. So that one is what we call the alternator. You can call a lot of them generators, but you should bear in mind that when we mention generators, we are actually referring to everything or those which can generate DC. But when we say alternator, the alternator is specifically for AC quantity generators. Fine. So we will look at something about our power generation in Ghana. You should have a fair idea. Some of you are from Akosombo thereabout. You might have seen those. Some have seen it on TV. You have seen it on what? Internet and whatever. What does it mean? When you look here, there are two sections of the river. That is the river Volta. You see top there, part of the water has been trapped there by using this big wall. They've built a wall called a dam. So this dam has been able to stop the water. You see, the water was flowing from somewhere. Black Volta, White Volta, River Oti, and all those kind of rivers, they all combine, and we now have it down there at the what? At the seaside. So Akosombo is not at the seaside, but it is getting closer to the seaside. So there we have the current of the water to be what? Very high. So in there, we build a dam and stop the water. So assuming something is coming with a high speed and you try to stop it, you see that the power will still be there. So you see these yellow or orange pipes. They are very big pipes. Please don't see them to be small thing. One pipe, I think the cross-sectional area will be like a taxi. Yes, it's very big. So we have 6 of them at the Akosombo. So what we want to do is that we try to push them into the wall so that the water that we've stopped will pass through them with a high speed. And when it is coming as a high speed, we can now use it to generate energy. So that kind of running water energy can be used to turn something called a turbine. Then at the end of the day, we can get our electrical energy from it. So this kind of generation station is actually built underground. And you can see the reason. The water is stopped there. It wants to run down. Then we harness that kind of what do we call it, force to be used to turn a particular turbine so that we get our electrical energy from it. So all these are just an overview. When I come to class and you have anything to ask in detail, then we talk about it. Fine. So the running water coming out, this is one turbine. Inside the what? The generation station at Akosombo, you see this type of turbine. This one is actually the one that has been brought out to be there as a monument or something like for people, for tourist attraction. So you have them, about 6 of them inside the generation station. The water actually hits the blades. You see the blades there. So when the water comes out of those penstocks, so these things we call them penstocks. Those kind of pipes that I showed you. They are the penstocks. So what comes out of it is a very high speed of water. Then we use it to hit the blades of those. But remember this thing too, which is a turbine, is also coupled to something called an alternator. So assuming it is connected to this alternator, while the water is hitting the turbine and the turbine is rotating, this thing will also be rotating this generator or alternator. So at the end of the day, while this one is alternating, the output becomes what? Electrical energy. So actually, this is how we get electrical energy in Ghana. In a brief. So after we've gotten the electrical energy, how does it reach us in the house? Because this thing is either generated in Akuse, Pong, Akosombo, or Bui, or Takrade, Abuazi. So these are the areas that we generate our power. We have a solar plant too in what? Boga. So those who are coming from that area, is Navrongo. Those who are coming from that area, you know that we have a solar plant in what? Navrongo. So that is it. Let me end it here and do the next video for you. So if you have any problem, we come to class, then we discuss. Thank you.